Hey, what's up? Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and it's been a while since we've done an unboxing, so what we're going to do today is an unboxing, and in the time-honored tradition of Kirk Berglund, this is going to be a legitimate unboxing because like he says, some people don't really do real unboxings. They open the box before it gets there and already know what's inside. That is not, that might be the case here. Or maybe it just wasn't sealed correctly. Let's see what we have. It's definitely a box. Heavy. And inside, Field Day Baseball, the latest and greatest creation from Greg Sovan. And, oh look, conveniently it came packed with the New York Yankees already sorted. All right, so I cheated and opened this. I suck. I'm that guy that Kurt Bergman talks about, the scallywag who does a fake unboxing, but I couldn't help it because I was really anxious to take a look at this game. Very much like Fall Classic in terms of the way the cards appear. But what he's done with this is taking the engine and instead of rolling against a pitcher and a batter card, basically one roll off the batter's card, and some of the results are affected by different ratings with the pitcher. So we're going to set this up, take a look at that, and I will show you exactly what I mean. Very excited to get this on the table and do a little demo for you. We'll be right back. All right, so here is a product, Field Day Baseball. And again, Greg Sovan, if you do not know, is the creator of Fall Classic Baseball. And this is kind of, I look at this as kind of taking Fall Classic to the next level and getting a more concise pitcher-batter interaction, if you will. And again, the best part of this is everything comes right off the batter's card and you reference the pitcher's card. So let's go through what you got. I got the 1978 season. Thus far, again, like I mentioned, this is a new game. I think it's been out, oh geez, probably 6 weeks or so, 6-7 weeks. So I got the 1978 season, which was the second season release. There's also a 1961 season, and he just released a 1956 season. So the base game printed comes with these wonderful cards, and you can see big, easy to read for the seasoned gamer, i.e. old guy that can't see worth a damn with no glasses. Cards are on good stock, nice glossy finish. And I'll just get rid of that. So we have our cards, and again, I already have the Yankees and Brewers pre-sorted. And then I also, just because I like them in Fall Classic Baseball, I also ordered the Fast Action cards. And with Fall Classic, they cover pretty much everything. They do a similar function here. You still have to use minimal charts, which is, no big deal. It still makes a very small footprint. So what comes with a game? And of course, great nostalgic art there. You get basically an overview of the cards. And the instructions, again, are printed on very nice card stock. I think that's at least 110. I think it might actually be 130, but very thick. So you get the instructions. And the instructions themselves are 7 pages, one-sided. And again, goes through the cards, goes through the pitcher ratings and how you do a bullpen session. And then, of course, the general gameplay, the different error charts and whatnot. And Very similar to Fall Classic, the 50s rolls here bring in defense, either range or an error check, or a hit and then a potential error on top of the hit. Talks about runner advancement, defensive alignments, and again, optional rules. You can play this basically as complicated as you want. And then finally, it talks about using the fast action cards, which parts or which charts the fast action cards can replace, and how you work the advancement sections as well. And the fast action cards are two-sided, and again, just like the printed team cards, very good card stock. So you'll have one side that's got the numbers, and I roll dice with fast action cards, but if you wanted to just go off the fast action cards and use these random numbers, and you could do so by doing a different column each inning, sticking with one column for 3 innings, and then going to another, or using the same column for the entire game. It is totally up to you. It's got runner advancement, and this comes into play measuring the outfielder's arm, and also sometimes brings in the run ratings. Then it's got your 50, 52, 53 rolls, your error and range and hit plus error potentials. And then also it has the field day chart down here, which we'll get to. And then as mentioned, these are double-sided. So on the other side, you have advanced situations when there's a runner on base and a ground ball. So if you don't get a double play, it will tell you, example here, first and second, or first, where the fielder's choice occurs if you do not get a double play, or if runners advance, et cetera, et cetera. You see here when there's a runner on second, G1, G2, G5, G6, they hold, G3 and 4, they advance. So that also takes the place of a chart. So basically, if you're using the fast action cards, and I may be wrong, but on first glance, really the only 2 charts you will need, I'll keep the runner advance chart handy, but really the only 2 charts that you need are the sacrifice bunt chart and hit and run chart, which is here. And again, very concise and works very similar to Fall Classic Baseball. And then you may have to look at the error charts on occasion to get advancement, or if you just want to add a little flavor to the result. But apart from that, pretty much everything else you can set aside and just use the fast action cards. Now, starting with the 1978 set, he also has a set of tall pitchers cards, which have a different bullpen session, where it's a 1d6 roll against multiple results versus doing a 1d10 and then adding results here, or that result to the advanced bullpen section down here on the card to get their hits against and strikeouts, etc., home run rating, etc. And we'll cover that as we go on. So the batter cards, again, very similar to what you see in Fall Classic. It's got the run rating up here. And obviously Mike Caldwell is a pitcher, but the team card got record, manager, and then it's got, this comes off the field day chart, the home run adjustments to left, center, and right, depending on what time of the year you're playing, and whether it's an out of play or a foul out on a appropriate result. So ballpark comes into play, but very simple interaction, makes it easy, not too complex, complicated. And then the batter's cards, again, very similar to Fall Classic. You'll see different numbers have different results, and this is all broken down on the rule sheet. It tells you what each abbreviation means. Now, where the pitcher interaction comes into play, you'll see here rolls from 31 to 36. This is a potential single depending on the pitcher's hit rating, and if it is not within the pitcher's hit rating, it tells you the out result and potential double play, fielder's choice, line out, and then line out to left field, and this R symbol is for a reckless runner, if a reckless runner happened to be on third. You get into the other numbers, and then here, the 40s, you'll have potential walks, And again, it's based on the pitcher's walk rating. And if you do not get a walk, then the appropriate out. The 50 series errors, and then single plus a potential error. And then this is for the range plays. 54 sends you to the field day charts, which again, you can use the fast action cards for. 55 is pitcher home runs. So whether or not the batter gets a home run goes off the pitcher's home run rating. And if it is not within that range, it is a sacrifice fly to left. And then 56 to 65 are potential K ratings. And again, adjusted for the batter, and also the pitcher's K rating comes into play here. If it's outside the K rating, then it's the appropriate out to the right of the slash. And there'll also, here you'll see there's a split result for if it was a left-handed pitcher, it would be a single. Otherwise, it's a pop fly to first base. And then 66 for power hitters will always be a home run. If you're not a big power hitter like Molitor, only hit 6 in 1978. So all of his home runs would come off the pitcher's card basically, and it would be a double if he rolled a 66. So you can see the difference in some of the cards. We'll take a look at Gorman Thomas. Gorman Thomas struck out a ton. So many, or most batters, I should say, or a good portion of the batters, all of their strikeouts will come based on the pitcher's strikeout rating. Gorman Thomas has some auto strikeouts here, 15 to 24. And there's also another advanced rule here where if this is not a strikeout on the card, it can turn into one. Other things on the batter's card, you'll see these green highlighted. You can call your own steals. If you do that, you would need to get a jump, and this is the jump rating, J5. So on a 1d6, you have to roll a 5 or less. And that is adjusted by a left-handed pitcher. That would make that a 4. Or you can do automated steals, which anytime the green result comes up, he's going to try a steal if he gets on base. And to do that, you can also incorporate the jump rule into that, or you can just do a straight steal. And the steal ratings here, 52. So on a 2d6, and you do have to supply your own 2d6 die. That's the only thing you do need to supply. So there, 52 or less, it would be a successful stolen base, and 66, you would have been gunned down. And that's pretty much it. So let's look at the pitcher's ratings. So you see here on Guidry, his regular ratings for hit is a 1, walks a 3, home runs a 1, K is a 7. And meaning he had a high number of strikeouts. So anytime this potential strikeout result, obviously 7 is above 6. So it's always going to be a strikeout with Ron Guidry. And for strikeouts, higher the better. All the other ratings, lower the better. So comparing his card, he's got a 1 hit. If you're using an advanced, the advanced bullpen sessions, you would roll a 1d10, and say you roll a 7, that increases his 1.3 to a 2, and 2 would be his hit rating for that game. If I rolled an 8, it would be 2.1. It always reverts down to the lower number, still a 2. If I roll a 3, it would be a 1.6, again reverting down to a 1. So that's how that works. So comparing that here, when Molitor rolls in the 30s, the only time he's going to get a hit off of Guidry is if he rolls a 31, because Guidry is a 1 to 6, unless I do advanced and his bullpen session makes his hit rating 2, then 31 and 32 would both be hits. Very similar with walks. You see here, Molitor draws a base on ball here on 42 on a 2 to 6. That would get him a walk against Guidry. 45 and 46, because Guidry is below those walk ratings, would not. And then pitcher's home run rating, it is, unless he gets a home run off the field day charts, which is also possible, he's not going to hit a home run off of Guidry, because here it's 4 to 6, and Guidry is a 1, and the highest he can go using advanced is a 2. And then again, for strikeouts, he could potentially go up to an 8 on advanced if I rolled a 9 on a 1d10. Otherwise, it's going to be a 7 all the time, and is going to get him a lot of strikeouts. So that's a real brief and basic overview of how the pitcher and batter cards interact. So what we're going to do And here, if you're playing like National League, you can write down these ratings on a score sheet, because obviously your pitcher's card is going to be in the lineup, and this is also used for the pitcher's hitting. American League, of course, we are playing DH, so that's not going to be the case. So let's play a quick sample at Yankee Stadium. I've already got our lineups done. And in case you were wondering, we'll only play a couple of innings, but got that classic Yankees lineup of 1978 going. Mick the Quick leading off, Willie Randolph second, Thurman Munson third, Mr. October in the cleanup spot, and you'll see his card also. He has automatic home run on 66, and then pitcher's home run, he goes down to 3 to 6, and then he can also hit one off the field day charts. To give you an idea of a better power hitter, Gorman Thomas, with all his strikeouts, he gets clean home runs on 11 and 66, and then off the pitcher's card, also a 6 would give him another home run. So that's how all that math is kind of sorted out to give you accurate results over the course of a replay. And I didn't finish my Yankees lineup. All right, so we have Reggie, Greg Nettles at the hot corner, Chris Chambliss at first, Lou Piniella, Sweet Lou, in right or left field. Roy White will be the DH, and Bucky Effin Dent at shortstop. For the Brew Crew, it'll be Molitor, Yount, Cecil Cooper, Gorman Thomas, Larry Heisel, Ben Ogilvy, Sixto Lescano, Sal Bando, and Buck Martinez. And the designated hitter in this lineup will be Ben Ogilvy. So we'll get them set up, and we'll do a quick demo here. And again, it's very plays very quick. You have to, occasionally you'll have to roll the dice a second time, but for the most part, it's a single dice roll and a single check on the card, and maybe a reference to a chart to get the result. So again, incorporating the fast action cards. So the way you would play these, here, leave this side face up so that you can get your runner advancement on infield hits or infield ground balls, potential double plays, fielder's choice, etc., and then ballpark card in between. All right, so let's get to it. Guidry facing Molitor in the top of the first inning. Black die is the first digit we read, white die the second. And occasionally, too, you'll have to roll one of these a second time on double play checks, etc. So one thing that's also nice, and I mentioned the tall pitcher cards that are going into a little more detail. The tall pitcher cards also have the complete overview of all the fielding ratings on them. And you also get those. You get a PDF set when you order the print version. The PDF set comes with the tall pitcher cards if you wanted to print them off yourself instead of paying an extra. I think they're an extra $30 for tall pitchers cards. But again, they are tall and a very good resource because it's got the lineups, not necessarily the lineups, but the defensive alignments, primary defensive alignments with all the error, run, and etc. All those ratings are on that card, so it makes it easy to check. All right, so 53 for Paul Molitor, and again, you'll go here, and this is going to be a potential range check. So Willie Randolph is the second baseman for the Yankees, and his range is a B. So A to C, B is in between that, and that is going to be a ground out. Otherwise, it would be a single runner's advance, 2 bases. So that at bat is resolved, 1 down. Robin Yount, the batter, and Yount with a 12, and that's going to be a single to center field and a potential assist. There are no base runners. So Milwaukee has a runner on first base, and again, using the auto steal method, you can see the 5 highlighted green spots. 12 is not one of them, so he's going to stay put. As Cecil Cooper steps up, and Cooper, the Brewers' first baseman, gets a 36, And that's going to be a potential single. We already established Guidry's single rate is a 1, or hit rate. So that'll be a line out to left field. You go to the right of the slash. 2 down for Storm and Gorman Thomas, and I'm predicting a strikeout here as Gator cranks it up, lets it go, and that's a single 2-6. And X runner would be advancing 2 bases in that scenario. Robin Yount is an X, so he would have gone in extra base. But we have also established Guidry's hit rating is a 1, so instead of a single, that's going to be a ground ball to second base. Would have been a double play if it was less than 2 outs, but that's going to end the inning. So the Brewers get a hit in the top of the first, go down, and it's going to be Mick the Quick, Willie Randolph, and Thurman Munson facing Mike Caldwell. 13, and that's a fly ball to right field, 1 down. So this is really how easy the game at-bats resolve it. It's really cool. It brings in just enough of the pitcher interaction to make a difference. You can definitely tell good versus bad pitchers, as you see with Guidry. And just to reference that, Mike Caldwell's hit rating, just using the base game, is a 3. Under the advanced version, if you rolled a 0 or a 1 on the 1d10, it would knock it down to a 2. Otherwise, it's always going to be a 3 there as well. So you can see there, even going with that 3 rating, that last at bat by Gorman Thomas would have resulted in a hit, and Brewers would have had runners at the corner, 2 outs. So again, it's very subtle, but it comes into play. And what's really cool as you play this game, it looks very simple, 11 to 66 like APA or, even Fall Classic. But there are so many nuanced results where you have to go to the fast action cards, or if you use charts instead, the charts, that really adds a lot of depth to the game that does not appear to be there at first glance. So, really excited about that. And I haven't really gotten into it to discover all of that, but I've seen enough on video and just in perusing the cards and instructions to know that it exists. So you got to trust me like that, because unlike the lie I told about the unopened unboxing, this, my friends, is fact. So Willie Randolph up, and that's going to be an 11, and that's going to be a single for Willie. Runners would advance 2 bases, and again, those 2 stars dictate the 2-base advance, but no runners were on. Thurman Munson the batter. 13, Yankees are rolling great numbers on offense. So there's runners at the corners now, as there's that single 2-star. And let's see if Mr. October can clean the bases up here. 44. And that is going to be a potential walk or a potential double play. All right, so what we have here is, for Caldwell's walk rating, you see it is a 2. And even going advanced, it would be a 1, and the highest it would be is a 2. So he does not get the base on ball. So this is going to be a potential double play. Now, like I said, I'm already going to refer to this chart, or the fast action card here, for what happens if it's not a double play. So it's going to be a G6, potential double play. So G6, runners on first and third. So here, out at second, runner will score if I do not turn the double play. So how do you turn a double play? Well, each infielder as well as outfielder has an arm rating. So the pivot man is going to be the second baseman, Willie Randolph, and his arm rating is a V. And in case you're wondering what that stands for, it stands for very good. The ratings are U for Uber, S for strong, V for very good or average, I guess, and W for weak. So I need basically a 1 to 3 to turn this double play. Or I'm sorry, the Yankees are hitting. We're going to have to look at Paul Molitor instead, and his rating, arm rating, is the same. So 1 to 3. One thing you can always count on this channel is I will screw one thing up in the demo, but I'll correct it. All right, 1 to 3 is going to be a double play. Otherwise, the Yankees are going to streak out to a 1-0 lead. And 2, that's going to get the double play turn. Good job, Reggie. It's not October, so he kills the rally. And we'll do, let's do 2 more innings. We'll do 3 full demo innings here. Larry Heisel leading off against Gator, Louisiana Lightning, if you will. And 21 is going to be a sacrifice fly to right field. Instead, just a fly out to Reggie Jackson. 1 down, Ben Ogilvy the batter. 52, and we're going to have a single plus potential error, which will be a 1-base error. Or actually, runners would advance 1 on the single, and the error can be another potential advancement. So first of all, I would have gotten rid of that last fast action card I used to reference runner advancement on the potential double play. All right, so now, so 52, that is a single. So the first thing I'm going to need to determine is the batter, the fielder that's going to come into play for the error check. And that's going to be the shortstop. So the reason that's there, it could be an infield single that he tries to make a play on, throws away, or a hit to the outfield where the shortstop botches the throw back in, i.e. the cutoff throw. So we'll assume that is a single to left field. So the shortstop error rating is what you'll check. And for Bucky F. and Dent, uh, 52, his error rating is a 13. So it's got to be 13 or less, and it's a 12. Good job, Bucky. So that's going to give the Brewers, as he botches that cutoff throw, that'll give the Brewers a runner at second base. So 1 out for Sixto Lescano, and 4s again. And that's going to be a potential double play. Now we will check Willie Randolph, and 1 to 3. Actually, that won't be a double play. That's going to get the runner to third, so that is just a ground out. So you get the bonus screw up in this, which I again caught, if you're keeping track. Runner on third base, 2 down. Sal Bando up, 25, and here we have a split result. So 25, here it's going to be a triple on a roll of 11 to 26, and 31 to 51 will be a hit by a pitch. Otherwise, it will be a line out. So let's see what we have here. And 62, isn't that a shame? That's going to be a line out. And normally there is another check that you could make to see who the line out goes to, which will not be necessary. And that would be actually one of the times you would have to refer to the chart. It tells you who the line out goes to, and then you can check for a potential double play as well. But that ends the inning, so we are heading to the bottom of the second. Yankees are going to send up Greg Nettles to start it off against Caldwell. 42, that's going to be a walk on a 2 to 6, and Caldwell is a 2, so Greg Nettles draws a leadoff walk. Chris Chambliss, loved in Kansas City for his soul-crushing home runs in the playoffs. 65, and that's going to be a potential strikeout. And Caldwell, not a big strikeout pitcher. He's only a 3. So strikeout is 5 to 6. Otherwise, it's going to be a sacrifice fly to center field. And with a runner on first, that is not going to come into play. So 1 down for Piniella. 14, and that's going to be a G5, another potential double play. And again, the pivot man is Molitor, 1 to 3, and a new, that's going to be a fielder's choice. So Pinella's on first base, as Molitor unable to turn the twin killing. Roy White, the batter, and again, 12, that's going to be a ground ball down to first base. And there's also a little additional rule. 1 to 2, it's going to be an underhanded throw to the pitcher, if you want to keep track of that. Otherwise, it is unassisted. So we're through 2. And no score. This is our last demo inning. Buck Martinez leads it off against Gator, and we are going to the range check again. So Chris Chambliss for the Yankees at first base. He has a range of A. So Big Chris is stellar down there, so he's going to get to that and make the play. So 1 down, and Chris tosses the ball back to Gator. Paul Molitor, top of the order. 13, a lot of ones here. That's going to be a fly ball to left field. Sweet Lou Piniella puts that away. 2 down, Robin Yount, and ground ball down to Willie Randolph. That's the inning. So you can see it goes pretty quick. The only time you really have to check additional things, obviously, is when there's runners on first or on base. And when you get to some of the charts, like the field day chart. So Bucky F. and Dent, he's going to see if he can break some hearts here. And 63, that's going to be a fly ball to right field, a deep fly ball, but Bucky power is to the warning track and not into the seats. 1 down for Mick the Quick. 24, and ground ball down to first base. And that's going to be unassisted. Fielder's choice, or would have been a fielder's choice if runner on. Willie Randolph, another 13, and Willie. So here's a good example of where things overflow. Normally, this area is going to be an out, depending on the walk or depending on the batter's batting average, etc., or a single. So Willie actually has a high percentage of walks, so he's going to get walks outside of the pitcher's card by rolling a 13, which is what he did here. So 2 down for Thurman Munson and Willie Randolph on. Still no stolen base attempts yet. 16, that's going to be a ground ball down to short. That would have been an automatic double play. Yount to Molitor to Cooper. But again, 2 down, so that's going to retire the side. So that's it. That's how fast the game really goes. And you'll see, again, other things come into play. If we want to advance runners, the run chart here, run versus risk versus outfield arm in this case, or it could be an assist chance, second to home on a single or first to home on a double. And you'll go by, it's really, again, intuitive. Sometimes you don't even need extra rolls here. So strong arm, in this case you would though, it would be an out on a roll of 1 to 5, average arm 1 to 3, and weak arm only on a 1. Some of the other things on the field day chart: bases empty, deep fly to center field, center fielder dives and make the catch if, roll a 2d6. And the range rating comes into play here. A always makes a play, B it's 2 to 6, C is 3 to 6, etc., etc. If it falls outside of his range, it's going to be a triple. Let's take a look and see if we have some of these results where it might be a home run, which I showed you the ballpark card. Here's the foul, field day chart, bases empty, pop up into foul territory. Is it in the stands? Refer to the ballpark chart, and that's where you'd roll here to determine if it's out of play, 21-22, or foul out, 23 to 26. Some other things on here. Somehow these cards got flipped. Another foul territory. And that I'm sorry, that tells you the number too, 23. So that would have been a foul out. Foul pop-up. And it's got some good flavor too. Foul pop-up to second baseman having trouble, roll versus E rating. If he drops it, batter gets another roll. So those are some of the things you'll find on the fast action cards, which again, I really like. And they're also included on the charts, and I'll show you the field day chart here. So this is the regular field day chart, and this is what you'd roll on instead of using the facts if you did not want to use the fast action cards. But these rolls would give you some of those same results. And you can see here, rolls of 41 to 66 here gives you a potential home run. So in that case, you'd refer to the ballpark home run chart on the pitching sheet. And then you can also have an option where the outfielder leaps at the wall. And if he rolls a 1, has a chance to take that away. So just say a deep drive here in Yankee Stadium, deep drive to right field. We're going to refer to the ballpark card, and we'll say we're playing in summer. So 1 to 5, it's gone, and that would have been a home run. So that's kind of how that chart works. And the air charts, again, they work very much the same as the fast action cards. I just prefer this because it's right in front of you, and it still gives you a good variety of results if you shuffle correctly. So that is our unboxing, fake unboxing, of Field Day Baseball. Again, the new creation from Greg Sovan, and you can order this on ASG Games, where you will also find another actually two recently added games to my collection, PC Replay Baseball, and an excellent cards and dice port to computer, Legends of Boxing by our good friend Gary Brown. PC Replay is also an excellent port. So ASG doing a lot of good things for tabletop and CPU gamers right now. Check out that website, and hope you like this. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. Please turn on that notification and subscribe for more. This is Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming. Hope you all have a great night, and we'll talk to you later. Roll on. Take care.